Lag BaOmer to everyone. 2011, and I messed up some names, and I apologize, so I felt that I had to make another video to make up for that. The story of Lag BaOmer is really about three different people. Rabbi Akiva is one. Rabbi Akiva was a man, he was a rabbi who, at 40 years old, he was just mediocre. He was a shepherd farmer. He fell in love with his boss's daughter, and he could not have her because the boss's daughter said, you know, you're just not worthy enough. You don't have the stuff to have my daughter. And Rabbi Akiva one day was looking at a well, and he saw that there was a hole in the rock of the well, and that there was a drip of water going down into that stone. And he said to himself, if that rock, if that water can penetrate that rock and make a hole in that rock, then Torah can penetrate my soul. And he started to learn. He went to Yerushalayim, and this is during the time where the Romans destroyed the Temple of Jerusalem, and it was dangerous to learn Torah, but he did that, and he became a great rabbi, and he married the woman, and the father-in-law was not too happy about that, but he accepted it in the end, that his son-in-law had become a great Torah scholar because of the love of his daughter. And Rabbi Akiva grew, and unfortunately a great plague came across Israel and killed many people, and it killed 2,000 students of Rabbi Akiva. And this is the commemoration of Lag BaOmer, because on this day of Lag BaOmer the plague ended, and no more of Rabbi Akiva's students died. But also, Rabbi Akiva had another student called Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, he was a very learned and holy person, to the point where the Romans wanted to kill him, so he had to flee into the mountains of the Galilee with his son and live in a cave for about 20 years, learning Torah, learning Kabbalah with his son. And you know, they got to the point where they were so learned in Torah and so learned in Kabbalah teachings that to this day we learn Kabbalah and we learn the understanding of how the mysticism of Hasidus and so forth are put together because of them, because they lived in that cave alone and isolated. As time continued, you know, they really got to the point where they were so holy that they couldn't live in the open world. They couldn't live in the world around them because they had achieved that level of looking. Now, as time continued, we have a man called the Rabbi Rizal, and he was not born in Lavan, but Lavan, Poland, Lithuania, sorry. But his family immigrated to Lithuania, from Lithuania, to Yerushalayim, to Jerusalem, and this is where I got a little confused with the names, because the angels told his father, you know, don't name him until he's born, because we will give him his name that you shall give to him. And the father waited and waited on the bris, the circumcision, without an answer, and then finally at the last minute, when the sun was going down, the angel said, name him Shimon. And we call him the Arizal to this day, and his main progress was in Cairo, Egypt, and in Sfat in the Galilee, where he put together Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and Rabbi Akiva's teachings into what we know today as Kabbalah, and in their teachings, and he evaluated it into a better understanding. How we do the Seder on Passover is how the Arizal put it together. Most of the things we do on Passover is from the Arizal. So these three great men basically are why we celebrate Lag BaOmer, and why we have a bonfire. Because we have a bonfire because we bring in Torah, because it teaches us through Kabbalah, through Hasidus, that Torah is light. Doing mitzvahs and doing tshuva, doing good deeds and bringing in God's light is like a fire. So therefore, we have a fire, we have a bonfire to say, yes, we believe in Torah, we believe in the essence of Hashem, we believe in the godliness of mitzvahs and Torah. So we have a bonfire. And it's tradition. It's not something that's mandatory like the 613 laws, but it is in the symbol of the meaning of kabbalah teaching, of the meaning of mysticism. And I honor them, and I give respect to them, as we all do on this day of Lag BaOmer, to remember that once upon a time Jewish people had to seriously struggle to be Jewish. You could not be a Jew. Even back in the Holocaust, back during the Nazis, back during the Spanish Inquisition and the Roman Inquisition, and so forth and so forth, the English persecution, the French persecution, the German persecution. You couldn't be Jewish. You had to hide it. And this fire is to say, we are free. We are uplifted. We are not hiding. We are liberated. This is the meaning of Lag BaOmer. This is the meaning of the fire, to lift up Torah, to lift up the sense of freedom. So I bless you all, and I give much kavod to my father Yaakov Ezer ben Regina, my sister Zeldi Bastavoira, and to all the Jewish people of the world. And I love you all, and I thank you all, and I say, let us have a bonfire every single night of our lives to lift up ourselves for a better tomorrow. Because what is today, what is tomorrow, is not what is important. What we put for ourselves and the goals that we put for ourselves is what is important. Because whether it is tomorrow or the next day, that is mediocre. But what we put for ourselves in the future, and that we work for it, liat liat, slowly slowly, is what is important. Because that is what life is all about. Step by step. Progress. This is the meaning of life. God bless you all, and take care.